vocal pitch and her notes are concerned, everything is correct. On the other hand, that was so boring. Well said, mini cartoon me. My question for you right now is, what could the singer do to make her performance more interesting? Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, she could put more feeling and emphasis into her performance. So let's hope that she takes your idea and puts it into practice. Rose leaves when the rose is dead, are heaped for the beloved's bed, and so my thoughts when thou art gone, love itself shall slumber on. All right, good job, cartoon lady. So our lesson for the week is connecting to music emotionally through vocal performance. And throughout the lesson, I will demonstrate to you guys how to do that, excuse me, and I will tell you exactly what I'm looking for from you guys. And our audience for the 5 days are my junior and senior girls in our choir class. And there's only 4 of them, and it is an emphasis in vocal performance because we do not have band at this school. All right, and let's jump on in to our objective for the week. So over the next week, our objective is to explore avenues of connecting emotion to our vocal performances through the use of vocal technique, facial expression, and body language. So if your song has melancholy undertones, that means you're gonna have a sad potato. And you will need to channel your inner sad potato. If your song is exciting and full of life and really upbeat and sunshine and rainbows, you're going to channel your inner happy Kylie. Hi, Kylie. So, again, sad potato versus happy Kylie. All right, and Kylie majored in musical theater with me at Southeastern, and I have all of the go-ahead to use her photo. She actually sent it to me. Doesn't she look so pretty? All right. Moving on, let's talk about the standards covered by our lesson this week. So there are several standards that we're going to be covering, and 2 of them are over general music, and 1 of them is over our ST standards, and we'll get to that in just a second. So standard 1 is the language of music, under which the category responding falls. This has been defined by the state as the student meaningfully engages with the art form through reading, notating, and or interpreting music. And guys, we've been doing that all year long with state, district, Little Dixie, even our show choir performances. And we will be majorly focusing on the component number 4 of this standard, which is demonstrate a physical response to written or oral music through performance. And that's what you guys are going to be doing. You're going to be demonstrating to me, excuse me, through a physical performance, connecting your emotion to a song through your vocals and your physicality as well as your facial expressions. Okie dokie. So what I'm going to ask of you first is, ladies, you're going to be getting with your duet partners, and you're going to sing your songs not as partners but individually. So Katie and Delaney, you girls will be working on Ferris Lady, and Jackie and Ariel, you will be doing Ubi Caritas, and you will be recording each other working on that. So you'll get the full details here in just a second. Let's go over that other standard. And standard 3 is all about music expression. And we'll be focusing on the performance aspect of that. And this has been defined by the state, once again, as the student presents or demonstrates an existing work formally or informally with appropriate expression or technical skills. And we'll be doing both because I want your technical skills and your expressive abilities in your video uploads. But like I said, we'll get there in a minute, so don't panic at the moment. Don't panic at all. We'll be fine. We're going to be focusing specifically on component 2. I'm sorry, I'm having some issues today. Like I said, component 2 of the standard, which is perform in solo or group ensembles through singing and playing instruments. And obviously we don't play instruments in this class, so you'll be using this the whole time, my lovely ladies. All right, so component 2 of our lesson this week has you performing a solo piece of your choosing. It doesn't have to be anything you did from district or state. It could be a pop song, it can even be K-pop. It's up to you. But like I said, we'll get to the details here in a couple more minutes. All right, let's talk about the ST standard. Early on in the year, I explained to you guys that as teachers, every lesson we do has to have some kind of technology component. And this week's lesson encompasses standard number 6, which is the creative communicator. And the main focal point will be the second component in standard 6, that being students create original works or responsibly repurpose or remix digital resources into new creations. And you can see that I highlighted in bold that you will be responsibly repurposing the music, because when you sing Ubi Caritas and Ferris Lady, you are putting your own spin on it, but we're not changing anything majorly about it. So we're not remixing it, and we're not creating your own original music, because a lot of you can't read music, and that's okay, because guess what, neither can I. So we're peas in a pod in that way. So you will be, I can't read, responsibly repurposing your music for this lesson. All right, and you know, a remix of Ubi Caritas would be really interesting, but that's really not what I'm looking for. So, moving on, what I really need you guys to do when you're repurposing your music is sing out, Louise, because some of you are so quiet, and you're lovely, you have lovely little voices, but I need you to have lovely loud voices. All right, let's move on. So let's talk about, come on, Promethean board, you can do it. Oh yeah, this is how we do it. I regret nothing. So let's get into the procedures of your lesson. I'll give you a heads up by telling you that there are 8 components to this lesson, but don't let that, you know, put you off or what? Excuse me? Why are you so rude? Let me fix that real quick, y'all. I'm sorry about that. Stop. You're jumping ahead and I'm not ready. Go back. It was mad that I sang that song. So, let's, again, sorry that threw me off a little bit. Let's talk about what you're going to need to do for this lesson and what you're going to need. So here are the materials that you are going to need. You're going to need your lovely voices, and then you're going to need sheet music. And guys, we already have the Ubi Caritas and the Ferris Lady sheet music, so you don't have to worry about that. Y'all already know what's going to happen before I even get there, thanks to my good friend Promethean here. So anyway, you're going to need to purchase sheet music for your final performance piece. And guys, that's what musicnotes.com is for. And guys, when I say you need to purchase it, don't worry about it. Just tell me what you want and I'll buy it through the music account, because they're only like $5 a song, so you don't need to really worry about that part. Then you are going to need an audio recorder and a video recorder. Guys, it's really simple. Just get out your phones and look for easy voice recorder apps. I've got an Android and I use my easy voice recorder to record just audio. And then, you know, your camera component on your phone has a video recorder built in, so I don't think you really need to worry about that part too much. And then lastly, we'll need the power of the internet, because you will be submitting these videos either to YouTube or to my personal faculty account. I'm saying a lot. I'm really sorry, y'all. I'm looking at my notes. I'm seeing what comes to my brain. All right, so let's move on to the next slide. Finally, permitting where we are ready for you to go to this slide. All right. So let's talk about all the different components of this lesson. So component number 1, students will record their duet partners individually. Once I get through explaining things, you 4 girls are going to break off into your duet groups, and each one of you will sing only your vocal part. So for example, in Ubi Caritas, Jackie, you've got the soprano part. So you only sing your soprano parts that are separate from Ariel, and then you'll also sing what you and Ariel sing in unison together, okay? And that's the same for Ferris Lady, Katie and Delaney. Yes. So while you're doing that on your own, your partner is going to be recording you either on your, well, it would need to be on your phone versus their phone. So let's go on to component number 2. Component 2 is this, that you guys will constructively critique one another. That doesn't mean, jab on the side, be like, you're singing too soft, you need to be louder. Yeah, don't do that. Just say, hey, I could barely hear you in some parts. Could you sing just a little bit louder? And it's going to be really great. Things like that. Build each other up while giving each other really strong critiques that they need to work on a little bit, okay? So your partner, while they record you, they're also going to be looking for the emotional quality through your tone of voice, your facial expression, your body language, lyric manipulation. For example, if you have a word that says long, maybe elongate the word long if the timing and the music will allow you to, play around with the words a little bit. You have the poetic license to do that. And once your partner has had a chance to sing and be recorded, the 2 of you will go back, watch the video together, and positively and constructively critique each other over your overall technique. All right, let's look at component number 3. And that is students will edit their videos to post to YouTube in order to continually use these videos for future reference. Because guys, I like to put everything we do onto our choir YouTube page. And that's not public, it's just private. It's something I use and all the kids in choir use to go back and reference previous lessons and see, look at how she really grasped the English language is failing me today. How she really grasped the facial expression component of that. And Jackie, you are dead on with your facial expressions. So our future kids could really learn from you because you put a lot of emotion into your face when you sing, and that is an excellent quality to have as a performer. So you'll edit your videos, which you have on your phones an editing component in there already if you've got an Apple or an Android. And if you need some help with that, I'll be more than happy to help you. And like when I say edit it, you're pretty much doing it in a straight shot, but you might have some dead air at the beginning or at the very end, and we'll just snip that off and it'll be ready to upload. And if you want to use your laptop to record, that's fine. They usually have a webcam built right in. I don't care what you record it on. I just need it to be something that will be compatible with YouTube or sending it to my faculty email directly. And I understand that some of you may not want to plaster yourselves all over the internet. I'm the same way when it comes to my performances because I don't like watching myself sing, let alone strangers. I mean, I love performing in front of people, but it's a little bit different when you're just posting it on the internet and they can watch it over and over and over again. So for those of you that have the heebie-jeebies about that, don't panic. The YouTube upload option is a choice. If you don't want to put it on the YouTube choir page and you just want to send it directly to my faculty email, that's fine. I just need to have it somewhere where I can do the final assessment for your grade. So let's go on to component. I forgot to even put component 4 up there. It's everything I just said. But this will be on my website if you need to go back and look at the lesson for reference. And if I skip anything else. All right, so why you gotta be so rude to me all the time? There you go. All right, so component 5 is after you've done your critiques, you guys are gonna perform your duet pieces together in front of the whole class, which is me and you 4 people, and we sing together all the time. So I don't think that'll be an issue. But you need to throw in all of the emotional components that we talk about in this lesson. And guys, I'm going to get there. I know I haven't really explained any of that to you yet. Don't worry, is coming. And it's actually happening right now. So when the lesson began, you heard the most boring version of a song that's really near and dear to my heart. It's called Music When Soft Voices Die. And this was the first song I ever sang in a district competition when I was a freshman in high school. And so it has a lot of meaning for me because, I went on to state with it, and it's just a really important piece that's near and dear to my heart. And I remember thinking when my professional voice coach sang the song to me so I could hear it for the first time about how powerful it was. And it just really resonated with me. Like, I hope your music pieces resonate with you. And sometimes you have trouble emotionally connecting to a song for whatever reason. For example, it might be in another language. When I was a senior, my friend Emily and I did an African chant. I had no idea what they were saying, but guys, it was so powerful. And the meaning behind it was talking about peace and unity of the entire world. And while maybe the judges couldn't understand what we were saying because it was in a foreign language, they got the meaning behind it because we conveyed it through our vocal emotion and our facial expressions and our body language. And I know that when we do state and district competitions, we have to, stand just so. You can't, be jamming out like I know you want to all the time, Ariel. You gotta stay perfectly still. But that being said, you can still convey a lot of power and emotion and expression through your face, especially through these things called eyebrows. Delaney, use them. All right. So that being said, let's move on. And guys, it's the same with Ubi Caritas. It's in another language. But every time you two sing it, I feel really connected. Like, I'm very captivated by what you're saying because Jackie and Ariel, you have excellent body posture already and excellent facial expression already. But so what this lesson is doing is it is combining all of these components together to make an all-star performance that will captivate your audience and get them locked in onto what you're doing, so that when you're done and the performance is over, you have people coming up to you and saying, that was beautiful. And you want that audience feedback, and that's really what we're going for here. Next. So at the beginning of the lesson, you heard the very unimpressive version of what I sang. So let me show you what it all sounds like when you add in the emotion and the facial expression after I hack up along. And I don't have an accompaniment because unfortunately our piano player is out right now. So I'm going to do this a cappella, so bear with me as best as you can, okay? Music when soft voices die vibrates in the memory. Odors when sweet violets sicken. Deep within the sense they quicken. Rose leaves when the rose is dead are heaped for the beloved's bed. And so my thoughts when thou art gone, love itself shall somber on. So see, I was happy when I was supposed to be happy. I was upset when I was supposed to be upset. And I was melancholy when I was supposed to be a sad potato. And that's what I want from you. Okie dokie. Let me confer with my notes. So now I'm hoping that you understand the difference between uncommitted, non-emotional performance versus an emotionally charged performance. Okay? And guys, when, like at the very beginning, my notes were there, my tone quality was there, but it was so boring and unenergetic, and it's going to put a judge to sleep. You're not going to get a 1 from that, even if your technique is perfect. So you've got to have that emotion behind there. And so I played with the word slumber. I got really soft and kind of sleepy. And on the word dead, I choked it off really quick because death happens in an instant. You know, think about things like that, especially with wordplay, because wordplay is one of my favorite parts in music. You can use all that poetic license, be like, oh, the word dead, cut it off real quick. Ellie and Jordan, when they did The Water is Wide, and they sang, and then it broke. Their K was a lot more pronounced. They didn't have enough saliva to really that. But you get what I'm saying. All right, so that is all of not component, that's not the word I wanted. You know I have trouble with words. That's all of part 1 of your lesson. So to recap, you're going to get with your duet group. You're going to record you're going to record each other individually, and then you're going to edit that, and you're either going to upload it to my faculty email or you're going to post it on the YouTube choir page. And you guys can upload that through our classroom computer. And guys, if it takes like an hour or 2 to load, don't worry about it. I'm not going to hold you accountable for a video not uploading. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to let technology failing hurt your grade, because you have nothing to do with that. As long as it gets to my faculty email somehow, or even if I have to just view it off your phone in the end, it's okay. I know you tried. Not a big deal. Okay, so that's everything for part 1, and let us jump. Just kidding. Okay, so guys, this is another example of emotional performance. I'm not going to play it for you because you can view that on my website. This is my emotional version of Mama Don't Cry. And I sang this, and you guys already know about this, but I sang this right after my dad had his vehicular accident and my mom was going through a really hard time. So this is a great example of connecting emotionally to a piece. And guys, I changed the words to fit our situation. That's poetic license of just the beauty of it. You can manipulate just a little bit to get your point across. I mean, I'm not saying change all of the words in the whole song. I think I changed 3 words, so it's not that big a deal. So let's go ahead and skip this. And now for the grand finale. Dun, 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 dun. Your solo vocal performance. So this is the 6th component overall, but the first component of your solo performance, if that makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and skip over. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having some allergy problems. You know, what else is new? All right. Oh, I made a meme for you guys. All right, let's move on. So component number 6. Students will select another song to perform individually. And they must take, so you must take what you have learned from this lesson and apply it to your final vocal performance. So I'm looking for all the emotion in your performances, and I'm looking for that through your vocal emotion, your facial expressions, and your body language, okay? And you guys have exceeded all of my expectations this year, so I know you've got this. Please don't stress out about it. If you need help, I will help you. That's what I'm here for, okay? And guys, you should sing select a song that you emotionally connect with, that you have a story with. That's why I went with Mama Don't Cry. That's why I went with Music When Soft Voices Die. And for the audio component that we talked about earlier, that's up on my website. And when I mean earlier, I mean before this lesson, because Google Slides does not, what's the word I'm looking for, guys? Anyway, it doesn't accept audio files, so I couldn't throw that in there, but it is on the website if you need to reference that again, and my website link is in my reference page later for you to utilize. But anyway, for the audio recording, I use Dying in LA by Panic at the Disco. Yeah, girl, I know you love some Panic at the Disco, me too. So pick a song that really makes you happy, or you've got you know, it connects with you to a personal time in your life, you're going through stuff, it's up to you, however you want to do that. All right, so let's go to the next component. This is kind of like 6A, where I just said that you need to personally connect with the song you choose. And it can be from any genre. It's totally up to you what you sing. And it could be another song that you sang from district, 5 years ago. That's fine. Let's go on to the next component, which is component number 7. And guys, you will need to include a self-assessment at the end of this video, because you're going to record yourself doing this also, so your duet partner can hold the camera for you if you need them to. And at the very end, you will do an assessment, and I will show you what that assessment looks like here in a little bit. And you just need to answer, I think it's 5 or 6 questions about, how you improved overall, or what you think you could do better, what you took away from the lesson, things of that nature. And as part of your assessment, I would like for each of you to create a 3 to 5 panel, just a short little cutesy comic like I did at the very beginning. And guys, I've used Miss Brawley. She created the comic for me, and I did give her props by putting her name on the bottom, so thank you, Miss Brawley, for that. You can utilize your friends, as long as you do the storyboarding and tell them what you want, you can have other people draw it for you. That's fine, I don't care. But guys, I also use a bit strip, and I know all of you have Snapchat, because I've seen you snapping each other in class. And Bitstrip is an add-on of the Snapchat app, and I've been utilizing it in all of these slides, so feel free to go that route. Anyway, that's all for the assessment on that bit. So let's go on to the next part. So component number 8. So you are going to, like I said, record yourself individually, and you can either post it to the existing YouTube choir channel, or you can post it to my faculty email for assessment. The same with component number 4, however you feel comfortable doing that. All right, let's move on. Maybe. Oh yes, and you will all be superstars when the lesson is over. Not that you're not now, but you will have the emotional component behind it. So, yay! Did you click without me telling you to click? How rude. This Promethean board. So let's go ahead and recap everything that we've just discussed before I answer any questions, because this may answer some of your questions. So the hot topics. Show your emotional connection to the music through your vocal expression, your facial expression, and your body language. Each of you has 2 video uploads, your district or state piece with your duet partner, that you did with your duet partner, but you'll be doing it individually. And then your individual solo performance with the self-assessment following. So those are the 5 to 6 questions plus the comic strip at the end. And guys, you don't have to put your comic strip in the video. You can just upload that to my faculty email, okay? And then the videos can be uploaded to YouTube through our choir channel or my faculty email, okay? And then this is the self-assessment. These are the questions that I want you to answer. Okay, so let's go over these real quick. Did you show emotion through vocal expression, facial expression, and body language? Did you utilize vocal techniques previously mastered to enhance your performance? So, your dynamic, your tone, your pitch, your breath quality. Breath is really important. I know some of you struggle with that a little bit, and we're still working on it. Don't panic, it's okay. I know it's really hard to learn how to do diaphragmatic breathing. It took me years to master, so I'm not going to count off if your breathing is all over the place. I'm going to help you, okay? That's what I'm trying to get at. Any personal connection, let me start that over. That was horrible English. Did you apply a personal connection to your song of choice? So guys, like in the comic, if you stand up here and just sing, you're going to get docked for that, because that's not interesting. It's going to put an audience to sleep, and I can clearly see that you don't have a connection to the piece you're performing. Did you improve an overall emotional technique from the beginning of the lesson to the end of the lesson. I mean, according to you. I'll be judging that a little bit myself as far as grading goes, but I want to know what you guys feel about your improvements or what you think you might need to work on. I wasn't ready for that. This Promethean board is so touchy. If you just get even like a millimeter away from it, it's like, all right. Oh, I guess I was ready to move on. So you ready? Okay. All right. Yeah. And were your emotions powerful enough to tell a story to your audience? Let me start that over. Were your emotions powerful enough to tell a story to your audience through your performance? Has everybody got that? Yes? Fantastic. Okay. And then these are some resources for you guys to utilize. How to create a YouTube video. If some of you don't know how to upload a YouTube video, this guy is hilarious and he's very helpful. It's about a 6-minute video. It's just zip, zap, zip. It's he walks you through it, and if you do the walkthrough along with him, it's very self-explanatory. His YouTube background is black versus what will probably be white to us, but all the buttons and stuff are the exact same thing. My faculty email, you can go to the school website and look for the music page, and my email will be there. So you just go to Colbert Public Schools, click on the faculty link, look for the music page, and bam, there's my pretty face with my pretty email on it. Okay. And then my website is right here. The StubiCon doesn't match my name because I already had a Wix account from years ago that I don't know how to get into, so I had to use somebody else's email, but I got full permission. It's all good. So there's that. And the instructional video for overall final performance, that's also on my website. And it's also on YouTube, so if you just type in Ashley Self, it should come up, or you can just access it directly through this link. And then my emotional performance video, that was the video that I told you we weren't going to play, but it's Mama Don't Cry by Jonathan Reed Gelt. He's incredible. Look him up. You will love him. And then musicnotes.com, that's where I told you get all your sheet music, guys. They have everything on there. And the piano accompaniment is a little bit hokey because it dots out every single note. But our piano player is not here this week, so you can't, beggars can't be choosers, in other words, and don't worry about that. As long as your pitches sound good with it, it'll be okay. And then photos for class. I took a lot of my photographs and stuff for photos from class because it goes ahead. Oh my goodness. English language. It will put in the resources for you, who the picture belongs to, the copyright information, and things like that, so you don't have to worry about if you're breaking copyright law. So that's a fantastic tool for you to use, just in maybe if you're creating your comic strips through that website, that could be a route that you go through, okay? And then this is the instructional overall final performance, just in case. It is on my website. It's a little long. It's about 7 minutes long, but if you were if you have a panic moment and I'm not here for some reason this week and you can't ask me questions, go to the video. I explain everything. It's okay, my babies. You will make it through this. And then this is the music that I used in this lesson because, when you reference stuff, you've got to include everything. So we're covering all our bases today. I use Music When Soft Voices Die. And guys, this is actually a poem first by Percy Bysshe Shelley. And it was adapted into music by Roger Quilter. And then, like I said, I used Dying in LA by Panic at the Disco, and that one is on the website. It's the audio clip, so I didn't sing the full song. I just used the first 30 seconds or so because of copyright law, and it details an emotional voice versus emotional voice qualities. Okay. And then, of course, Mama Don't Cry by my boy Jonathan Reed Gelt. Excuse me. Go, please. Okay, and then the other resources they use in this lesson, I gave a shout out to Miss Brawley, and I use BitStrips, YouTube Voice Recorder, Google Slides, and Image Flip to make that awesome meme you saw only moments ago. So guys, that's everything I have for you today. If you've got any questions, please ask me. Does anybody have any questions at all? No, you think you got it? I know you got it. We're going to be okay. All right, guys, I can't wait to see what you come up with. Let's do it.